Hey, chiropractors, welcome to Modern Chiropractic Mastery with your host, Dr. Kevin Christie, where we discuss the latest in marketing, business, and professional growth with some of the leading experts in the industry. Before we get to today's show, I'm excited to tell you about a great product that will help your patients find quicker relief and help you get better outcomes. Stop Pain Clinical is a great way to provide a safe, effective pain relief alternative to NSAIDs and opioids while you diagnose and treat the underlying cause. It works on contact to provide fast, long-lasting pain relief from sprains, strains, bruises, arthritis, muscle aches, joint and back pain. How does it do that? Stop Pain Clinical has 10% menthol plus MSM and glucosamine. Great for joint pain. It is formulated with penetration enhancers and skin conditioners, so it works fast, feels great, and it is sweat resistant. And also the spray is awesome with kinesiology tape, so your athletes will love it. You can just spray that right on before you put the tape. Phenomenal combination. They also have this great new migraine and headache relief topical. I know I've been using it. My wife's been using it. You place a little bit of the cream right onto that deep occipital as the base of the skull. Really helps give you some relief from that unrelenting headache and migraine. So great for your patients. You can learn more about Stop Pain Clinical at stopa.in/MCM, and you get a free intro pack of Stop Pain Clinical products. Again, that's stopa.in/MCM. Great news too is Stop Pain Clinical topical analgesics are available exclusively through chiropractors and other healthcare professionals, so they have another great reason to visit you and tell their friends. Hey docs, welcome to another episode of Modern Chiropractic Mastery. Today, going to bring a solo episode for you and going to kind of riff on a couple things. Posted on my Facebook group probably a month ago on a particular topic, and then also going to read a little book excerpt that I'm really kind of noodling a little bit, and I think it'll be helpful for you as well. And so before we dive into that, I wanted to just make mention, as we do have coming up on October 6th and 7th, is the CSA Practice Accelerator Summit. We've got 12 great presenters and topics to actually really help you grow. If you watch these and implement them and take some notes, it's going to help your practice. And we've kind of have three tracks within that. And I wanted to spotlight one of them, and that is the practice development track, right? So we got the clinical expertise, we've got a marketing track, but we also have a practice development track. And I'm really excited about the information within that. And the four speakers in presentation are Dr. Mark King on leadership and practice culture. He's truly built a world-class practice that is transformational, and he's going to share a lot of information on how he's done that. We have Dr. Holly Tucker, who's going to talk about Beyond Your Books, Profit First for Chiropractors. So many of you don't and can't and haven't gotten the money part of your practice right. Just haven't figured out how to have peace of mind with your practice financials. And Holly's going to help you do that with the Profit First model. So make sure you check that out. I know I talk to a lot of chiropractors, and I know a lot of you are struggling with that, even the ones that are bringing in a lot of revenue each month. So that's going to be a great one. We've got John Morrison. He's going to talk about scaling in the new era, how to use AI to build a smarter, more efficient, and faster practice. We have Dr. Bobby Mabey. He's going to introduce the summit, but going to have the crucial 7 key pieces to unlocking practice success puzzle. And obviously success looks different to everybody, and he's going to dive into that as well. And so again, Mark King, John Morrison, Bobby Mabey, and Holly Tucker, going to be a great list of speakers within that track. Go to bit.ly/CSA Summit. You register for free. You can watch all 12 of them for free on October 6th and 7th during their designated times. You can upgrade for a very low investment for lifetime access. And then there's also a VIP upgrade that's going to get you a whole bunch of other bonuses as well. So check that out at bit.ly/CSA Summit. All right, so let's dive in. And basically I shared, you can go to my Modern Chiropractic Marketing Facebook group. It's a closed Facebook group, and I had posted in there. It's actually a really cool image a little grotesque, but as chiropractors, we're used to seeing skeletons and muscles, and it's a guy, or I shouldn't say a guy, it's a skeleton trying to kind of walk away, and it's a bunch of hands pulling on the meat of the meat suit, as you would say, of this skeleton. And I think if you searched success demands these six things, and so the kind of the topic of our show today is success demands these six things, and it's going to break down each one. It was the original post was from someone, Sanwal Dani, and you can check that out. But I just had shared it in the group, and we had a lot of good comments and feedback on it. So the six things that success really requires, and there's probably more, but I'm going to break this down and just kind of read it to you and give you a little bit of my thoughts. Number one is hard work. Don't believe in luck, believe in hard work. Stop trying to rush the process or search for a shortcut. There is none. I think within chiropractic, and I know this is more than just in chiropractic profession, but I obviously am speaking to a group of chiropractors, and I always try to bring it back to that. I think something that happens a lot of times is the younger DCs, they may go and visit practices that are well developed, and they see something that's a nice practice, busy, big office, staff, the whole nine yards, and think that it happened overnight. And they don't see the previous 15, 20 years or more, or 10, whatever, that it took to get to that point. And they didn't see the just endless amount of hard work that chiropractor put in to build that practice. And it did not happen overnight. So to reiterate, number one is hard work. Don't believe in luck, believe in hard work. Stop trying to rush the process or searching for a shortcut. There is none. And so just keep on putting in the hard work and doing the right things, and you will get there. Number two is patience. If you are losing the patience, you are losing the battle, right? First, nothing happens. Then it happens slowly and suddenly all at once. Most people give up at stage one. I think that's very, very common, is that when it doesn't happen right away, uh, and you've put in a little bit of hard work for a short period of time and it hasn't happened, too many chiropractors are giving up at stage one. So you have to have patience. For me, I I graduated in 2005. I've told my story before, but you probably have new listeners on here. I didn't open my own practice till 2010. So it was like 5 years of grinding, building up a reputation in the community and getting better clinically, getting better at communicating, doing a ton of marketing. I just did so much. And then it was, if you saw my practice from 2010 to 2013, I was running a room or two out of an orthopedic office. And then it was 2013 when I bought my own space, really built it out and really nice. So we were 8 years into it before I had my own space and my own practice. And then it went from there, right? So it was a lot of hard work and a lot of patience to get to that point to where I could say, wow, I built this. Number 3 is sacrifice. If you don't sacrifice for what you want, then what you want becomes the sacrifice. Everything has its price. The question is, are you ready to pay it for the life you desire? Too many want the ideal life. They just don't want to do what it takes to get the ideal life. And I say ideal life because it's your ideal life. Maybe you don't want to work hard. Maybe you want to have a lifestyle. But I think the confusion that I see out there is too many people want the lifestyle balance. They want to be able to, we kind of have a little bit of a running joke now, and it's not meant to offend anybody, but it's like a lot of chiropractors want to work 3 days a week, see 12 patients a day, and make $100,000 a year. And if you want to work 3 days a week and work, and see 12 patients each day, then that's fine, but you're probably not going to make six figures. Okay. So we got, there's going to be a little bit of give and take there. And so you have to determine what your ideal professional life and personal life looks like. And if it is of a certain ilk, you're going to have to make certain sacrifices and understand that. Okay. Number 4 is consistency. Consistency is what transforms average into excellence. Without consistency, you will never achieve great success. Marketing. I always talk about being consistent in your marketing. This podcast is 6.5 years old now. I haven't missed a week, been consistent. We get quite a few downloads. We get 65,000 plus downloads a month. I tell some people that, and they're surprised for such a niche topic like, chiropractic practice growth. And it's consistency. I've gotten better, still working on it, but I've just delivered a product every Thursday for 6.5 years without missing a beat. And it's worked. In my private practice, I consistently did all of the things to build a practice, and it took time to get there. So you got to be consistent. Number 5 is discipline. Motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. There will be days when you don't feel like doing it. You have to push through those days regardless of how you feel. If you're not feeling great, and I'm not talking about, you're on your sick bed and you can't move, but there's days where you're just going to feel crummy. You got to show up to work. You're a professional and you got to get it done. And there's going to be some good days, and going to be some bad days, and you got to be okay with that. Okay. Number 6 is self-confidence. Confidence is, I'll be fine if they don't like me. Confidence is, I'll be fine if they don't like me. You got to have self-confidence in what you're doing. It's going to be important for your patients, for your team, for yourself. You're going to get better at it. Something that I've tried to do a lot is improve. I always like the strategic coach 4 C's, where you make a commitment to something. You have the courage to really work through that and get it going. Then you have a capability. And then once you've done that capability enough, you'll have confidence in it. Just think about you as a treating chiropractor, right? You made the commitment to go to chiropractic school. You made the commitment to get better at it. You had the courage to go through and finish it and all the hard. I mean, if you graduate chiropractic school, that should give you a lot of self-confidence that you can overcome really hard stuff. And then you develop, then you graduate and you had a capability. It wouldn't call you, confident in what you're doing. And if you do it long enough, you'll have some confidence in that. And that's every aspect of growing your practice. So use that at least. Like if you feel like, I don't want to shoot videos, I'm not good at it. Well, give yourself some credit. Say, yeah, maybe I'm not good at it now, but if I keep at it, I will get better. And that's going to be important in your growth and development as you go along in whatever you're doing that you need to improve that practice. And it's going to be a step-by-step manner. Like maybe it's, I'm not doing great at patient communication right now. Okay, well, let's work on it. Let's get better. Let's make the commitment. Let's develop it from a capability to confidence in it. Maybe it's a certain aspect of patient care you're struggling with. You can always get better with it. And so you got to work on having some self-confidence as it relates to practice, okay? And other things as well, but I'm not here to be a clinical psychologist. So just to wrap that up is 1 is hard work, 2 is patience, 3 is sacrifice, 4 is consistency, 5 is discipline, and 6 is self-confidence. When you do those things, you're gonna do really well. Let's take a short break for one of our great sponsors, TrackStat. It is a new type of software plugin for your EHR that combines patient communication, marketing, automation, and statistics with patient and employee tracking. Built by chiropractors for chiropractors, it shows your team what to focus on each day. See patient visit habits, missing information, unpaid bills, insurance collection visit average, and more. Great visibility of data so you can focus on filling your office with your best patients. When you can see what your staff and patients are doing or not doing and take action accordingly, your profits naturally grow. Take TrackStat for a test drive in your office with our free trial. Not a techie, no problem, we can help. To get started on your free trial, visit trackstat.org and watch the demo. That is trackstat.org. All right, docs, here is a new opportunity for you from Darcy Sullivan of Propel. She is our SEO specialist in helping out many chiropractors with their search engine optimization and making sure Google is finding you and getting you new patients. It's amazing how many new patients chiropractors can get and are getting when they do the SEO right and a few other things. And Darcy is offering a free SEO workshop just for chiropractors. And you can sign up for that at bit.ly/propelmcm. That is bit.ly/propelmcm, modern chiropractic marketing, right? And so check out that link. And we're going to have you go over 5 SEO secrets to owning the first page of Google without buying ads. And Darcy's going to give that free workshop, 1 hour, to really help grow your practice and start churning new patients from the ever mighty Google, which is still king in the online marketing. So check that out at bit.ly/propelmcm for the 1 hour free workshop. And I wanted to share, it's a little bit on topic. It's a little bit different than that above there, but I don't want you to think that it's all about fully grinding it out constantly. And so there's a book that I bought for all of our mastermind members. It's called 10X is Easier Than 2X. It's by Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. Just a phenomenal book. So many good parts of it. I got a lot of great feedback from our mastermind members on it. And then ultimately the authors have gotten a lot as well. And so there's a little, on page 241, if you decide to buy the book, which I highly recommend, it can really get your mind thinking a little bit differently. And so I'm just going to read a couple pages here, just real briefly. Quote, in the book Power versus Force, Dr. David Hawkins developed what he calls the map of consciousness, which conveys where a person is in their spiritual and emotional development. The scale goes from 20, which is shame, all the way to 1,000, enlightenment. Everything below 200, which is courage, on the scale is operating from a negative emotion, such as guilt, 30, apathy, 50, fear, 100, or anger, 150. The higher emotional energies include acceptance, 350, love, 500, joy, 540, and peace, 600. According to Dr. Hawkins, who spent decades developing and studying this map and testing it on millions of people, the average person only advances 5 points up this scale in their entire life. That's the average person. I don't want you to be the average person. That was me saying that. As he explains in Power versus Force, quote, the average advance in the level of consciousness throughout the global population is little more than 5 points during a lifetime. Apparently, from untold millions of individual experiences in one's life, usually only a few lessons are ever learned. The attainment of wisdom is slow and painful, and few are willing to relinquish familiar, even inaccurate views. Resistance to change or growth is considerable. It would seem that most people are willing to die rather than alter their belief systems, which confine them to lower levels of consciousness, end quote. One of the things there that I just want to spotlight as it pertains to what I've previously mentioned on this episode about the 6 things success demands is the attainment of wisdom is slow and painful, and very few are willing to relinquish familiar, even if inaccurate views. Resistance to change or growth is considerable. Many in those 6 that I shared earlier are going to really need to grow. You need to change. And many of you are going to resist that. Many of you, and that's why so many chiropractors struggle in practice. They're just resistant to change, and they just do the same thing over and over again, and they don't even bring in outside help to help guide them and coach them into improving what's obviously not working. So back to the excerpt here. According to Dr. Hawkins' research, over 80% of the global population operate between 100, which is fear, and 150, anger, in terms of their individual level of consciousness and emotional development. Given that most people only grow by 5 points on this scale in their entire lifetimes, most people never make it beyond being driven by fear or anger. A lot of you are driven by fear or anger within the chiropractic practice. That was me. Even still, there are some people who grow hundreds of points up this scale, even in a relatively short period of time. It's available to everyone, though few choose it. It takes commitment and courage, which is 200, to begin transforming your life. All progress starts by telling the truth. Once you make commitment and courage towards 10x dreams, you can and will evolve to the higher dimensions on Hawkins' map. you can reach a place of acceptance, love, peace, and even enlightenment. You do this by stripping more and more layers of the statue of David away, which is something you have to read earlier in this book. As you develop your unique ability to unfathomable levels, and as you consciously choose a life of freedom, you will have increasing power in your life. You'll stop operating out of brute force emotions or energy. I'm going to stop it there on that excerpt of that book. Highly recommend it. But a lot of you are just not going to do what it takes to get where you need to, and you're not going to open up your mind to the opportunities that are there. And when hard work isn't paying off right away, or if the work seems too hard, you're gonna stop, or you're not going to be willing to make the sacrifices that actually match up to the ideal that you want in your life. You're not going to be consistent with it because you're going to scroll on Facebook or just say, I don't have the 20 minutes to do that today, or you're going to get wrapped up in your notes, and you're not going to have the discipline to do the right things. And then ultimately, that's going to chip away at your self-confidence, right? And so it's kind of a full circle thing here. If you put in the hard work and you have the patience and you make the appropriate sacrifices to achieve what you want, and you do it consistently and you're disciplined in it, that will build your self-confidence, which is number 6 here. If you don't do those above things, it's going to erode that self-confidence, and you're going to be in this vicious cycle that you're never going to get out of. And you can get out of it. You just have to make the decision, and then you need to seek the ways to get there. And it doesn't happen overnight, but it can happen. And I implore you to do that. So if you want to check out that post, again, it's in my closed Facebook group, Modern Chiropractic Marketing. You can request to join if you're not already a member, but definitely recommend that post. I definitely recommend the book I shared. I hope that was a little helpful for you. You know, I'm not a big believer in motivation. I think it's a sugar high a lot of times. I do think we need to develop the things that are going to give us intrinsic motivation, not the extrinsic motivation. And I think too many of us are looking for that extrinsic or that sugar high. We need to have the intrinsic motivation, and sometimes we need to dig deep and find that and where you're going to get it. So I hope this was helpful. Have a great week in practice. Talk to you soon. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. And if you want to make the shift from busy, broke, and broken to time-free and cash confident, or you just want to continue with the exponential growth, check us out at modernchiropracticmarketing.com. Look at the MCM Mastery tab, watch the short video on there, and check out what we are doing now for evidence-informed chiropractors. We are equal parts coaching and marketing done for you. Yes, you shoot some videos, we help you with campaign strategies and ideas and really become a thought leader in your community. You shoot those videos, you send them to us, we produce, edit, and brand them to you. Then we distribute them through all of your channels. We also take them and we turn it into one good blog per month. And every other month, we have Darcy Sullivan producing a robust blog with a topic that you pick from her database to help with your SEO. So we essentially become your content marketing agency to make sure your practice is always having ethical, elegant content marketing to help grow your practice. On the coaching side, we also help you with everything from marketing ideas to business, communications, finances, anything practice growth, and really try to help prevent you from being stuck on that island. And we hold you accountable. We have a great group of doctors that are just doing amazing things, and we look forward to help you out to take that next step in your practice. So again, check us out at modernchiropracticmarketing.com and learn more.